Gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Shootin the Shibby. I'm Spencer.
Hey, I'm Bob.
And this is episode 49 now. If you notice, things look a little differently.
Yes.
I have a little help from my friends, and here we are with some new camera equipment.
Yay.
Whoa.
The setup looks different. We look worse, and
Indeed.
we might sound a little bit.
I can pick my nose in HD.
It's like that episode of Family Guy where they had that new hot anchor on Fox, and then they all get HD TVs to see her better, but then you can see how ugly she actually is. So they toss out the TV.
That or like it's Dexter's Laboratory. I think the last episode we had, I said the same thing where he sees things better, and it's like the hot girl in school is now ugly as hell, and everything just looks disgusting because he sees it in high definition. It kind of reminds me of what the hell is that? It's Facebook, Cool 3D World. I love that page. If you ever want to get fucky, let me tell you, it's just.
If you want to get fucky, give me a call for Little Sucky.
Ew. No, but it's just they start off as like just 3D rendered animations of, I don't know, whatever, the guy walking around, and they just get weird. Like his face will fall off and then something else will happen, and suddenly we're going inside of his anus and we're just in this trip together. I love it.
You went from Cool 3D World to we're going inside his anus, and I don't know how we got there.
Through Cool 3D
I'm
World.
not okay with that either.
Cool through Cool 3D World.
Duh!
Not a lot of things are cool about going into somebody's anus.
You know what's cool today? Finding out who has the prolapsed anus today, kids.
Cruising on down Main Street, going up my other friend's butt.
Can you tell it's been a while since we've done
gonna pass the sphincter.
I want to take a picture with the colon. Much better equipment to save old poop jokes.
I mean, really, what else is keeping you from going to Shibby Shack?
So what have you guys been up to? It's been 2 weeks.
I've been sick a lot.
Yeah? I kind of found out that I was like a little...
From me.
I'm a little messed up in the head.
Shocker.
I know.
Shocker.
If you didn't know, because I'm driving on my way home from work today, and there's police blocking off the normal commute. Okay, whatever, like inconvenient, but my I put the GPS on. It leads me through the neighborhood. I was like, oh, good idea. Instead of taking these traffic roads, I could just take through the neighborhood to get around it. And I try and get around it, and it leads me right to what was blocking. And it was this Toyota SUV that was flipped on its side that hit a tree. The tree's knocked over. The front of the car's caved in. And my first thing I thought in my head was, wow, what a fucking asshole. I know, because I'm like, oh, you bastard, you ruined my commute. As like they used the jaws of life on this car. I mean, it was cut at the A, the B, and the C pillar because it's on its side. So the roof, it was almost like a reverse going door just opened onto the road. And then I'm in the same head, I'm like, dude, someone really got hurt, and that's the first thing you thought of? And then I also realized that I was having a conversation in my head, so that's another aspect of it. But like, I don't know, have you ever had...
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell, I know.
Have you ever had a situation where like you
I don't know, Rob Thomas, what about you?
I don't know. Now I'm Rob Thomas. But have you ever had a situation where you just like something's an inconvenience to you and you just instantly get pissed at it?
You've been
and
a
then
jerk about it? Yes. Welcome to the real world, which is another song by Rob Thomas.
Really?
I wish the real world. Why am I so much Rob Thomas today? He's also the greatest male voice I ever heard, so that's probably why.
Nah, dude, Jim Morrison.
No,
Jim
Rob
Morrison.
Thomas. Rob
Yo,
Thomas.
Jimmy.
Have you ever heard the song Smooth?
Have you ever heard the Ghost song?
Have you ever heard Smooth?
I'm actually so sick of that song.
I'm sick of
The
you.
one with Santana?
Yes.
That's a song by Cake.
What?
Sick of You.
Oh.
It's a very musical cast today. Hey, Matt, maybe the foundation will take us.
You know he can hear you. You don't have to yell over to the other room.
Yeah, he's wearing headphones. So,
Hey, Matt.
as part of the whole move to not the old Aretha's Tavern studios, we're now in
R.I.P. Aretha in two ways now.
The
we could bring her over here.
we could bring her over here.
I had to put it up and bring it down every day.
You don't have to bring it down. You just keep it here.
No, it's mine.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Listen, I stole that fair and square.
That's how that works. Well done.
Just like my Bender meme where it says, "Hey, I stole those memes fair and square."
just like my computer chair that my little brother's friend wants back. He's pissed because I helped move my little brother out, and so my little brother said that there was a computer chair. I needed a computer chair. Apparently, it was stolen from the school my brother went to, and he said they haven't touched it since they put it in the basement. So I took it. Now the kid wants it back, and he's pissed that I took it without asking. And I'm like, don't you see the irony in this? But
r/choosing beggars, you're being called right now.
Indeed. So, Bob, you were saying?
But so part of our reason we're down here in beautiful Asbury Park is we have a little help. If you haven't noticed, our stream looks a heck of a lot better. We all three look much uglier than normal.
Confirmation from the other room.
We're getting a phone call from Kyle.
Well, because of that, we have our own production team now.
Do I put the phone to the mic like the old days?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Kyle.
We're trying to be...
Sorry, Kyle.
For anyone listening, our phone system's not up this week. Please try again next week. We'll have it up then. We're sorry.
I'm going to just send Kyle a text.
I'll pull the BP oil spill in South Park after.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
I shouldn't do that. I just give myself like Vietnam flashbacks. Story time.
You got rubbed? Your nipples got rubbed in Vietnam? This is story time. Do continue. Story time.
Please. So my senior year of college...
in Vietnam.
I'm afraid to know where this is going.
So my senior year of college, I had this roommate. We're gonna call him Tim. Tim used to always come over to my room. He would either be in his boxers or pajama bottoms, nothing else.
Right.
And he would just look at, like, I'd be sitting in my room playing a game or whatever, and he would just, like, be in my doorway with his hands on, like, the door frame, and I just look over and I'm like, Can I help you? And he just looks at me and goes, "Oh, we're sorry." And then he'll just start rubbing his nipples, looking at me, going, "We're sorry." And I'm like,
really?
Why is this happening?
Was this before or after the South Park episode?
It was after.
Oh, it was after.
He was referencing that because one day we both referenced South Park, and that's just what he went with like every single day for the rest of my time there.
Well, clearly, that's the only thing you two relate to now, so let's roll with it.
Yeah, so he would just come to my door and tell me that he's sorry, and then he would come rub my nipples, and it gave me
your nipples.
It gave me legitimate PTSD. That if anybody touched my nipples for a solid 2 years after that, I would have like a near panic attack.
Oh, do you want to talk about near panic attacks and
nipples
and inappropriate touching, Brian? Because I can go there.
Did you ever tell that story on the podcast?
I don't know if I ever did.
I mean, fuck, we're already in the rabbit hole. Go for it.
I once got licked during a live broadcast. So that was fun.
We can make it a second one.
No, please. The worst part is you're on the right, the side.
I mean, I could even it out for you.
No, thanks.
I'll give you the left.
So
why not both?
So we're doing a live broadcast for our college radio station at the grand opening of this bowling alley / sports bar, aka the food court at said bowling alley, and the owner of the restaurant, air quotes,
bowling entertainment center.
Yes. He comes over with a giant plate of appetizers.
That sounds like a retirement home. Bowling entertainment center. Hey, we're going to the bowling entertainment center. They got shuffleboard and ping pong.
Might as well. It was probably as old as anyone living at a retirement center. Like half of the arcade games were broken or rigged. The food was just
build
awful.
A wall around it.
The food was miserable.
The food's terrible.
Now tell me how you really feel.
And
that sucks.
So the owner comes in and he drops off this giant plate, and this very, very large woman comes over to us, and we're on air, so we're talking. We have our headphones on and all that kind of stuff, and she just points at the food, and we're like, "No, this is ours." Well, she just goes, "All right," grabs a plate of onion rings and just walks away.
Damn. Power move.
So you licked her nipple.
So we're just like, all right, that was weird.
Combo both stories.
We
sorry.
We're sorry.
So we go to commercial break, and they're playing music videos above all the lanes and everything, and the Humpty Dance comes on. Now, our coworker is singing along and dancing to the Humpty Dance.
I don't know the Humpty Dance. Or do I know the Humpty Dance?
You probably do. I forget how it goes, but you probably do.
Let's see you dance, Humpty Lynn, shaking that ass or something.
Basically.
Cool.
Now shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got.
More South Park. Anyway.
So he's dancing, and this very large woman again comes over to him and goes, "Oh, are you doing the Humpty dance?" And he just goes, "Nope." Nope.
I am not.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's a perfect impression of him.
He just goes, "Nope, nope, nope, nope," and he just goes and sits down.
Also, I'm really in the mood for some onion rings.
Yeah. So
I'm not.
So we get back on air,
was,
and we're doing our one weird news segment, and I remember the exact story I was reading at the time. And it will forever be burnt in my head. It was a woman in Sweden who joined the search party for herself because they thought she was missing, when in reality she just changed her shirt.
When in reality, what was that?
She just changed her clothes.
What is this, GTA, where you change your clothes and the cops are like, where'd he go?
What is it? Oh, excuse me, sir. Is that blood on your shirt? No. That's
Have you
part
seen
of
a
the
person
pattern.
who looks just like you, except he's in a green T-shirt?
He was driving the car that looks like the smashed one over there in the corner, but he's not in it now, so we don't know where he is.
So it's not really that one, but, you know.
That was the little thing in GTA 3. You would just change the color of your car, and the cops would be like, where'd he go?
There's a lot of weird things in GTA 3, just like you would get you would have the U.S. Army on you.
Oh, yeah, at
so
5
long.
stars, the U.S. Army would come in tanks and try to shoot you down.
And
the best
wreck your
was then
shit.
you would steal the tanks, and I used to drive down the street going, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and I would just blow through the entire
Coming down, get my sugar smacks.
Best thing was
Is that a Panzer tank?
so the cops would come after you, and as soon as they touched the tank, they would just explode. So you would just drive forever, and they would explode on impact.
The tanks did explode eventually, which just sucked.
Oh, they never. I don't remember them ever exploding.
Well, then I sucked at that game.
You did. Bob, continue.
So we're sitting there, and I'm reading the story, and I feel this hand on my shoulder.
Oh.
And then the hand gets closer and closer to my neck.
Oh. I'm done with the onion rings. I came for dessert.
And
We're
she gets,
onion rings.
and she gets closer and closer to me. And I'm thinking, all right, this is kind of weird, but, like, it's not every day you're drunk and you get to see a live radio broadcast. Like, and I'm clearly holding a piece of paper in front of me. So, like,
Brian, whenever you see a live radio broadcast, don't you just want to molest the hell out of them?
Oh, dude, my pants were off in like 3 seconds flat.
Oh, what? It's not this kind of party?
and you were there too. And
I was there. I watched it happen.
next thing you know, I just I feel this hand on my neck.
Oh.
And then a tongue licking my neck and my ear.
Did you have acne? Was she like reading Braille?
I mean, I can't grow facial hair to begin with. So
I will say
as
throughout all this, Bob is a fucking champ and a professional, and he just keeps going. Like, he keeps doing the bit, because he was talking while this was happening.
Really?
And he didn't miss a beat. He was still going. He's like, yeah, you know, they were doing this, blah, blah, blah. This is for blankety blank, 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 the blank.
Did she like shove her thumb in your mouth as you're trying to talk over?
Well, meanwhile,
I fucking wish.
my co-hosts were absolutely no help. They literally took their headphones off and were crying. They were laughing so hard.
Oh, I would have whipped out my phone.
And, like, nobody actually pulled the woman away until, like, our boss finally saw her and was like, all right, we're going to get back over here.
Come here, you.
So a few minutes later, she comes back and does the same thing.
Oh, they didn't kick her out yet.
Oh, no, they didn't kick her out yet.
This is an establishment where they'll kick anyone out. You just get like a hey, you, and that's about it.
Yeah. So my boss finally, after the second time, did wind up walking her towards the door, and she just goes, honey, you pick any one of these women in here tonight, the three of us will go home, and we're going to have ourselves a real good time.
Well, ladies and gents, broadcast is ending early today. I guess I'll see you later.
Well, as she's doing that, she's like pulling down like the front part of her pants to show the leopard print thong she was wearing. Now, this woman's much larger than me. She was
So she pulled down the pants
Hefty,
and lifted
hefty, hefty. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
I am not
made
whipping.
me look anorexic. But she was
Making Bob look like a snack.
Oh, Bob is a snack. Let me lick that. Let me lick that pepperoni.
Gross.
At least I find me funny. Anyway. We need quiet in the control room, please.
When you're making fun of me. So we have some comments in the chat.
Oh, boy-o.
Yep, we have Iron Jawed, who was our lovely studio attendee. Still is in spirit.
I mean, she
She said she's calling in from Aretha's Tavern, so we still have some support from there. And she wanted to wish us luck on the new studio.
I kind of see her with like a bottle of wine holding the poster like, those rat bastards left us. This is what it's become. Right, Aretha? We can take on this world together. And
we don't need men.
It's just the poster of Aretha Franklin.
With the bottle taped to the mouth.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Then she's
Soon
holding on
they'll
to
know
our
how
Christmas
much
card.
they meant to me. And she said she's having some fried PB&J, which she's having without me, so I'm a little upset with that right now.
Fried PB&J.
Why didn't we get this for family dinner?
Yeah, we only got pizza bagels. What the
which
fuck?
were delicious.
Studio attendant. Yeah, they're great. Studio attendant. No, I'm just kidding. They were delicious. I'm very
Make
grateful.
us more food, damn it.
And then send it to Asbury. And then
We'll
label it to Joe Biden.
We'll have her come on.
Blame me for everything. I see how it is.
What was it called? I was reading some fun questions. What would you, if you were like an enemy in an RPG, what would you drop? Like, what would be your spoils?
Oh, so what like drops would we give to the enemy or whatever?
Exactly.
Probably the super rare joke weapon.
The super rare joke weapon.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So like it's a weapon that's really, really rare to get, but it's shit. Kind of like in Soul Calibur, for a lot of the characters, you can get like the fake versions of their weapons. In Soul Calibur, you get like the regular weapons. In the story mode, you can get like the better versions of them. And then like they had like a god tier weapon, but this one had a shit tier weapon. So like for Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube, Link was a character in it, and his joke weapon was the Great Fairy Net. Instead of his sword. And the caption for it was, doesn't seem like there's any bugs in this world. So you would do next to like no damage, and you would just be beating people with a net.
Right. It's like the fan in Super Smash Brothers.
Which also, can I point out the items in the newest Smash? I love it. It's such a good game. It's my favorite Smash Brothers game. The one downside I would say about it, the items kind of suck. There's not that much variety in them. There's no fan, which is a disappointment. The fan needs to make a comeback.
That was iconic for Super Smash.
The fan was top tier. Love that fan. Just beating people with that. I feel like other games had more items than this one. I feel like they kind of took out a lot of the items in it.
I don't know, but I think what they went for more is the assist trophies.
Yeah, the assist trophies are
fantastic.
There's a lot of them, and the assist trophies are very good.
Yeah, no, I like the assist trophies more than I like the Pokeballs at this point. Mostly because especially like the 2D assist trophies that just don't look like they belong in this game at all. Like that little cowboy dude that shoots. I don't even know what game that's from. Yeah, he wrecked my shit. He destroyed me. I was like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, but the cool thing now is you can also kill the assist trophies, which is a lot of fun.
Which is necessary.
Only some of them can be destroyed, but you can kill some of them, and in time battles, it counts as a kill.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Which also, I have to say, really into time battles now. I'm not into stock as much anymore because I kind of realized how every stock battle goes. Because for stock, you kind of like the same person always wins in a stock battle because they know how to outlast the longest.
I'm about to say, well,
that's
usually,
why I'm always so mediocre at it.
Usually in a stock battle, there's one person that plays the game way too often, Brian. So then the rest of us are just kind of like mid to low tier good. So it's pretty much just who can outlast Brian.
Well, not only that, but you always have those people who stand at the very edge of the map and just fire shadow balls using Lucario at people.
Bob. But no, you always have that one person who kind of just like plays it safe, and at the very end they have 2 lives, while everyone else is like 1 and like 100 damage.
That's me.
And they like it's
zero kill
time,
win.
That's why I like a lot about time is that like you're kind of forced to always be in the action.
Play the fucking game.
You don't really know who's in the lead. Like it's kind of like a mystery of who's going to win unless somebody clearly like got off their final smash and got like 3 kills at the end. You're like, all right, well that person won. But it's also cool that like you could be like time up and then it's like sudden death go and you're like oh okay it's me versus you. It's like you're just on the spot. The screen's coming in, everything's on fire. The bombs start dropping. And you're just like. It's moments like that are just so much more fun to me than people who are like, all right, 3 stock, barely no items, We're playing on Battlefield or Final Destination stages only, and we'll just
1v1
I'll
me,
say,
bruh.
so far, my favorite Super Smash moment I was playing against, it was my little brother's friends, and I was playing with them. And you know how they have the Smash Ball, but then they have the fake Smash Ball, where if you smack, I love the
Top
worst.
tier edition.
I love it. I love it. I love it, and I hate it.
So good. Well, either way, the fake Smash Ball was floating around me, which I obviously wasn't going to punch because I didn't want to get hit. And one of Shane's friends just monotones, just like, fuck it, and then just runs over and punches the ball and blows us both up to smithereens, and Shane wins the game. And I'm like, why?
Because moments like that is just why I love Smash Bros.
Again,
It's
one of my favorite moments. I forgot the other one, which sucks because it was also great. But I have that like children's Alzheimer's going on or something. But that moment was great. I love that.
But what I also love a lot about it is that you can also use it to strategy in a way. So say the ball's hovering around you and you're like, obviously I'm not going to hit it. I can throw something over and make it explode next to you.
Yes.
And then you die because of that. And that's just they just give so many more things in there just
And it's
to have fun.
moments like this.
So there's a few things that they're kind of missing in the game, which kind of sucks. But through data mining, I think Home Run Contest is coming back, which I'm very happy about.
Through data mining?
So
Is that like when you get the Bitcoins?
So for the newest update, I think it's coming out in April. It's already in the game.
Ooh.
So people go through like the data in the game to kind of find out like
I'm in.
what's in there. Yes, they as they like go through
15 screens going, nothing but
Double
green
axe.
text.
Push his glasses upwards.
Well, actually,
It's time. I don't like
And now I play my trap card.
They have Yu-Gi-Oh cards they place on the keyboard too.
And they just like put the Yu-Gi-Oh card in the CD slot. And just
Pleb still has CD slots. I wish I did.
all right, roll it up and
about that
shove it in
floppy
the
disk
SD
drive.
card slot. I don't
floppy
care.
disk. Come on.
I'll floppy your disc.
You always do.
So through
All right, you floppy's dick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
meant to say you floppy his disc. I'll lick his nip, but somehow that just turned. You'll floppy his dick. So
But the nip part still fits. Okay.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
I think I'm the oldest one in this room.
You are.
You are.
Nash, how old are you?
Actually, this.
Wow, really? You look great for your age. I'm 29, so I guess.
You look
I'll
like
be
shit.
29 in April. I'm beautiful.
I've been here for a few hours and I already want to go Me Too on you guys.
We had a comment about Me Too as well on
Do
here.
we really? Are we getting
Iron
doxxed
John said
already?
Evie has a do-rag on and is shouting "Fight the power!" #Me Too.
Row, fight the power.
I also thought it was a Gurren Lagann reference, but then I realized she never saw it, so it wasn't.
That's okay. I'm going to think of it as a Gurren Lagann reference. And we just made an anime reference, and I tagged an anime thing in our Twitch thingy, so now it's valid.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
But no, through the data mining, they found out. So obviously, they know Joker is the newest character coming to Smash Brothers from Persona 5.
Never saw that.
And the cool thing is that so in the game, everybody has code names. What they put the characters in, and Joker is known as Jack. That's just his code name for. So they put in code names so people who try to data mine it don't really know
Gotcha.
who's what.
Who the hell's Steve?
Pretty much.
Hey,
so,
Brill.
so he's
Steve
Jack.
from accounting's in this game?
But
All
the
right.
thing is also there's a Jane with the Jack.
Jack and Jane went up the...
So there's a Jane as well,
Doesn't work.
which most of the
So I'm thinking
characters,
it's going to be Jesse from Team Rocket.
James.
which is giving people the idea that maybe because for the Persona games, Persona 4. Or actually, no, it was 3. Persona 3, when they made like a remix version of Persona 3, it was called Persona 3 Portable. It was when the PSP was still a thing. They gave you the option.
I love that concept.
They gave you the option of a female protagonist, which Persona usually only does male. Persona 4 only had a male one. They didn't do female. on
Fight
that
the
one.
patriarchy.
So people are thinking that when Persona 5 Red, which people are thinking it's going to be red because 4 was golden, because gold was like the color of everything in that game.
Right.
So when P5R, as it's named
Prefer.
by the fans, when that comes out, they're thinking you might get an option for a female protagonist.
That'd be
and
cool.
that is why in the game you have Jack and Jane. Because there's going to be a female Joker. Other people think it might be An, who's a part of the part of the team in Persona 5.
Is
What about the
Joker?
cat thing?
Morgana?
Yeah, I want the
Morgana's a
cat
boy.
thing. Well, I'd want the cat
Morgana's
thing.
a boy. Also,
I want Morgana
the height,
in its car form.
The height difference would be very, because also for a palette swap to be in the same character, they have to be proportionally like the same height, looks,
okay.
and have the same moveset. So for like Bowser Jr. and all the Koopa kids, they made them all really the same size, even though a lot of them are bigger than the other ones. They made them all the same size and they all have the same moves. While Echo character like Marth and Lucina play very the same. They have differences between them because I think Lucina's sword's a little shorter. Marth is longer, and I think they do one move that's a little different. That's why for like Ryu and Ken, Ken's ultimate is like the fire Shoryuken, because
Right.
Ryu's is the pretty much the hyper Hadouken. I forgot the official wording of it. It's like Setsu Hadouken, whatever.
Yeah,
Gesundheit.
Yeah,
Bazinga,
pretty much.
Bazinga.
So the only characters who have like a double named thing for their costume skins, which also should have said, these names are all for the costume skins. The only people who have double named costume skins are people who have female alternates, like Robin has a male and female, Corrin has a male and female, Bayonetta has her.
I love Bayonetta's fist.
Bayonetta 1 and 2 forms.
Her little purple fist thing is one of my favorites.
Oh my god, I hate playing against her.
Fun fact.
Because she just fists everything, man.
Fun fact. That's her hair.
What?
That's her hair.
Oh, I thought that was just a purple thing that came out of nowhere and just like fist.
If you ever notice when she charges attack and does that, she looks almost naked because that's her hair. Her clothes are her hair. She's
what?
basically Bo. Do you remember that anime?
Oh, absolutely. Where
Yeah,
his
she's
hair would
basically
come out of nowhere
she's basically him. Her clothes are made out of her hair. All of her attacks are made out of her
I
hair.
thought she wears like some
That's
sort of
weird.
metal-looking
Nope.
clothing.
Her hair. That's why when she punches, she loses all of her clothing.
So she's naked in the game?
Pretty much.
Are they allowed to do that? Are they allowed
Like
to do
they'll
that?
obviously cover up the important bits, but she's
Free
most
Bob's nipple.
for the licking.
Her producers
So-
are getting off in the other room.
Oh, yeah.
Do it. I'm close.
Oh, God.
You just see the nozzle.
your shirt off.
You just see the lens of the camera just turn oh so slowly, zooming in on Bob's nipple.
The red light comes on and just
You don't know what I'm doing.
hear the nervous laughter in the background. No, I never did
We're not
that.
doing that. You still see the camera zooming in further.
Just looks like Hal from Space Odyssey 2012 or whatever.
I'm sorry, Bob. You must remove your clothing.
So yeah,
Creepy. Keep going.
so yeah,
I'm almost there.
long story short, also in what caused this entire thing, also in the data mining was they found something
I
called
forgot we're talking about data mining.
HR contest.
Human Resources Contest? Dude, my buddy Steve's going to take that one, man. Employee of the Month.
Whichever one of these characters had the most HR complaints is out of here.
Exactly. I just imagine seeing like Mario in like a little like butt casual with a mug walking over like, yeah.
Butt casual?
Yeah, butt casual. Listen, this is my fantasy. Leave me alone.
He actually has a costume alternative where he's in a tuxedo.
Listen, Bayonetta, we've been noticing you haven't been wearing any clothing to work.
Actually, no. If anyone's doing that in
And your
in
gun
the
shoes.
suit, is Bowser
Ganon.
now,
Oh.
because Bowser is the new CEO of Nintendo of America.
I know, and
Doug
he posted,
Bowser.
and he posted a picture with hi Nash.
He's like Toby from The Office. No one likes him.
He's like Toby from The Office. Nobody likes him.
Why are you the way that you are?
So,
I just love the picture that he posted with Mario and Luigi tied up like on his bookshelf.
So Doug
as he's
Bowser-
just doing the typical like corporate like hi, fantastic.
Doug Bowser held up a sign that says like "Thank you for the warm welcome," and if you look in the background of it, there's Bowser plushies all over, and Mario and Luigi are wrapped up in a controller cord.
I didn't notice the Bowser plushies.
Yeah, there's
everywhere.
Bowser plushies there too.
Fantastic.
And in Reggie's goodbye video, he said, "Who better than to lead Nintendo of America than a guy named Bowser?" I'm like,
Exactly.
So a lot of people have made fan art of Bowser as a like corporate boss, yelling at Peach, Mario, and Luigi about their the numbers going down. Or my favorite, somebody took the picture of Bowser with his arms crossed and put Doug from Doug.
That's
on
great.
his face.
Well, I think the most formal Mario character is Donkey Kong.
True.
He's the only one wearing a
wearing a
tie.
tie.
Always wearing a tie. Nothing else, though. Wait a minute. Nothing else, though.
Diddy also walks around without pants. And he clearly knows what clothing is because he wears
Sonic
a t-shirt.
just wears shoes and gloves.
But they got fur.
Well, he's got to go fast.
My dog doesn't wear pants.
All those clothes are going to weigh him down.
Exactly.
How's he going to roll around at the speed of sound? Of course.
He's got places to go. He's got to
Gotta
follow
find
his
this
rainbow. He can't stick around. He's got to keep moving on.
Anybody thirsty? I'm getting a refill.
Yeah, I'll give you a beer.
It's gonna be really weird to like walk around camera equipment now.
Right, because normally you just have to be like, all right, here you go.
I just go right next to
Just get a
Aretha's
beer.
Franklin to get to the fridge.
Aretha's Franklin?
I'm gonna get a beer.
Hey, it's Franklin.
It's Franklin's urethra.
Go get your beer. No!
He's a child.
No!
Plus 4 ain't helping when he's only like 5.
I'm sorry. Oh, no.
I play the reverse card. Now you're the pedophile.
Wait a minute.
It was him, officer.
Where's Chris Hansen then?
Chris Hanson, now you're the pedophile.
Have a seat over here. Now have you seated.
You sit down.
You sit over here.
It's just like, wait, Chris Hansen, you've been waiting here longer than I have. Wait a minute.
You're the one who's been with this child longer.
Are you
So
the
I,
child?
I had a phase at work where I would just watch Hanson versus
It was
Predator.
really weird. I had a face at work where I just watched.
Just watch some cheese pizza.
Talk about that cheese pizza.
No, but
Shout out to Connecticut for having a cheese pizza problem. And no, I'm not talking about the edible stuff.
So no, at work I would watch Hanson
no,
versus
you won.
Predator because I was just
Like,
like,
I want a
why not?
beer.
Let's just watch it.
Hanson versus Predator.
Yeah, they brought
I'm
it back.
I'm
They brought
sorry,
it back,
yeah.
and it's called Hanson versus Predator, and it's
I
fantastic.
really imagine Chris Hansen facing Predator like Predator.
Now, Predator,
I would
saw
totally
you
watch
eat.
that shit.
I saw you eat that child from the bottom half first. You want to tell me about that? That doesn't give you an excuse.
Just have a seat. Take a seat. Just have a seat.
So tell me why you have a box of condoms in your spaceship.
And it's just Predator with both of his mouths out, like girl holding a box of condoms.
The cops come and he starts like shooting through the cops with his mouth. And Chris Hansen's in the corner, he's like, "Don't you do that."
Sir,
a
you
bad
have
Predator.
wine coolers with you.
They just don't even put subtitles for him. He just keeps like screeching in the whatever language it is.
Screeches. In a breath.
Screeches in pedophilia.
So
This show is going off the rail. This is what happens when we don't do a show for 2 weeks.
We still never got to what your item would be that you dropped.
No, but go ahead, Brian. Continue with Chris Hansen
so
diddling
yeah,
kids.
so I'd watch Hanson versus Predator, and
What if it was Hanson the band from the 90s versus Predator?
You went for that, kids? Penis.
Okay, well, you just brought...
Diddle his butt. That's a no. Oh no.
What is that, from Kids Bop?
That was their song.
That's
Bop.
Bop.
But kids bop version where they touch the kids bop, and that's a no.
Alrighty! Anyway.
So no, I would just
Why did we let
watch.
you talk?
I would just watch it, and it's so great because the guys there would be like texting the girls like, "Oh, no one can know about us. You know, this is very secret. Don't tell anyone. I can go to jail. That would be terrible." And they would go over, and then the girl would be like, "Oh, let me just freshen up," and she'd go into the bathroom, and Chris Hansen would come out. He's like, "Why don't you have a seat? What were you planning on doing?" He's like, "I just wanted to watch the game. That's it. I wasn't trying to do anything else." He's like, "We have texts of you clearly stating you want to have sex with this girl." "No, I just wanted to watch the game." And he's like, "You have condoms. You have a sleepover bag right over there." No, I was just going to watch. I actually was worried about it. I came. I'm like, just come on,
Just
dude.
own it. At that point, just own it. Like,
But wouldn't it be weird if you watched that one episode? He's like, "Yeah, I'm here for that kitty puss."
if he worded it like that, yeah, it'd be weird.
You're into kids. Why is that the weird
in
part?
general.
Because I wouldn't go to the authorities and say I want that kitty puss.
Listen, you're already caught for being a pedophile. You might as well run with it.
No.
I love how that's the weird
Brian,
part.
you want just to have another seat? Do you have something you need to talk about?
No. It's funny to watch them get taken away. Or he's like, "Why don't you just go out through that
touches a
specific?"
child.
It's like, "Go out through that specific exit." And he's like, "No, there's cops there." He goes, "No. You can walk out right now. No, there's cops there. I promise you, there's gonna be no cops there." They go on. There's cops there.
Of course. They're not just.
It's so great.
I
He's
think
like,
the show would
"No."
actually be incriminating at that point if they talk to a pedophile and then just let them go. Like I think the shop is now. Yeah, right. Go run into the playground. I think that
Little Billy's over there.
There's an elementary school 3 miles down that way.
Hey, kids.
it's time to sing the F word. All right, Bob. So, what's your RPG thing that you're?
What would yours be? Because I have no idea.
I honestly thought that I would drop like some sort of like pretty-looking letter that you open up with a cryptic message that you have to find some sort of person to transcribe it, and it would say something like, "Make sure you drink your water today," or "Did you know that swords do more damage
Sure
than
to drink your Ovaltine.
Ooh, even better. I would just be one walking Ovaltine advertisement.
Eat your oatmeal.
Did you take the trash out today? I'll just all these cryptic messages
Call your
just to
mother.
find chores.
Call your mother.
It's been 30 years since you've seen your mom. Go visit the home. So yeah, that'd be me.
Mine would probably be like some sort of microphone or something like that, allow you to communicate like across the map or something like
It
that.
would just be able to communicate with you. You'd be the only person. It'd just be Bob and
It's a ham radio that only lets you talk to Bob.
you have nothing useful to contribute. It's just you. You're just there. Like, hi, I'm Bob. It's like, Bob, do you know where we should go? No, but want to hang out?
Do you know where the secret item is for this quest?
Yeah.
Hey, so did you see that Flyers game last night?
But then
then,
I
like-
do finally get to telling them, and they immediately get interrupted.
That's when they get stabbed by the local thief.
By Gritty. They get stabbed by Gritty.
Yes.
Gritty becomes like the new monster, like in like Resident Evil 2, and Mr. X becomes a thing, and you can't kill him. You just have
That'd
to
be
keep
like my
running
ultimate
away.
smash. I just turn into Gritty.
Right.
Turn into Gritty and just
It would just be you like doing the mascot thing where they hold the belly and your eyes are bouncing around and people just look at you and their faces start melting from like what the hell is that movie? Indiana Jones.
Yes.
That one, yes.
Is that Temple
That
of
would be
Doom?
my ultimate attack.
Indeed.
All right, new question. What would your final smash be?
What would my final smash be?
So Bob's final smash is he gets you caught in the thing and then does the mascot pump at you.
Don't make me think. What would your final smash be? I'm sure you're creative. Let me ponder this one for a second.
I'm sure you could come up with something good on the spot.
You're a fucking nerd. You know this shit better than I do. As I say, as a fellow nerd. You fucking weeb.
I guess what I would do is I would take an arcade cabinet and smash it on somebody and then beat them up inside of the game and then explode the arcade cabinet.
I would probably just... I don't know. Damn. I feel like I'm at the spelling bee and I can't think of how to spell the word.
Cat.
Can you use it in a sentence? I went to the store.
What's the country of origin?
You're
Yes.
an idiot. Spell the word the. Eat. Damn it!
I don't know. My final smash. I'll have like a car will just appear and I'll put it up on a jack and go over to get a jack stand, but falls off the jack and rolls and runs over people. It's lame. It's the best I can think of. Okay.
I was
That
like,
should
a
be pretty
car
good,
comes
though.
out and I'm like, cool. So you're Captain Falcon. You just gotta run him over in a car.
Oh no, mine doesn't run.
Of course it doesn't. How foolish of me.
You would be a Mustang and you would drift into a president.
Oh, the easy one. Yes, I would be in a Mustang and I would just drift into every crowd ever, just to roll along.
Killing
My final
thousands.
Smash would be that plus.
We're not making that push a thing for this
Smash
podcast.
that plus today. Sounds like a normal number.
Yeah, I'm gonna pet the kitty. That's what I'm gonna do.
I want to pet the kitty. Pet.
That's the second time I've heard that today.
It's a classic.
I forgot to pull the stream up. Oh, Angie's here. She said, "Oh no," but I don't know what she said, "Oh no" about.
There's plenty of reasons to
There's
say oh no
plenty of
tonight.
reasons for her to
So,
say oh no.
What else?
Waiting for two other people to say, "Oh no," and then somebody comes in as Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah.
I still wrote stuff about last week when we were talking about having the funeral hype man.
You guys got to go on a trip this weekend.
What's up?
You guys got to go on a trip this weekend.
We did.
I was going to segue into stuff about the funeral hype man. That's fine. It was really lame. All I was going to say is I would have like funeral party poppers, and it'd be like just a moment for Spencer.
A moment of silence, please.
I just want the person that they're like carrying down the casket, like the pallbearers are just pulling it down, and like everyone just has like little poppers and they're like beep, 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 beep.
So it'd be like the hip hop. What do they call that? The Uga horn, the reggae horn.
Sad reggae horn.
But yeah, we did. Brian and I traveled to Rhode Island to go to Boston.
We're Rhode Island bound.
But yeah, we went to go see Tokay, which is Streetlight Manifesto's lead singer's solo acoustic project. And it was really good. He played with a string quartet, which I was very curious to what an acoustic... Imagine, like, you know the douche on the quad with the guitar? Imagine, like, that would be the Charmander. Tokay is the Charizard. Like, he's really fucking good, but I think he still maintains that sort of persona. I don't know.
No, I'm saying, like, imagine the douche, but even more douchier, but he's also really good at it, too, so you're not, as mad.
On the douche to good ratio, he is well above the good, and so he's allowed to be that douche.
Yeah, that at the dividing line of that, he's...
Tom Kalnoki, I love you, I'm sorry.
Come on our podcast and be a guest.
Come on our podcast,
please.
Nervous reggae horn.
As we found out by his like number one fan that we stayed with, he's only done like one radio interview. He's not going to come on a podcast.
You never know. He's a New Jersey local. He wrote a song about Keesby,
and we're no longer in Keesby. Look at that.
Well, we're in Asbury.
He didn't write the song Asbury Nights.
Well, then maybe we can get Bruce Springsteen on since he's Asbury.
Do we
no,
have
because
to?
then Spencer's going to throw a hissy fit about Bruce Springsteen coming on.
I'm not going to throw a hissy fit about having Bruce fucking Springsteen.
I don't want him on here because I'm from Jersey and I don't want to relate to that because I'm not the blue-collar working...
That's you every time anyone talks about him.
I kind of went from being the art school or art college student to the blue collar life. So, actually, but no, I don't know. He's fucking overrated.
It's fine.
I would still have him. I would not miss out
people
on
who overrate him are people from Jersey. No one else in the world overrates this man.
Probably because no one else in the world cares.
No one else has to deal with. Oh yeah, my friend knew Bruce Springsteen. Oh, my friend's uncle was his best
Oh,
friend.
you're from Jersey? What exit?
Oh my god,
Did you ever meet Bon Jovi?
he's my favorite.
The story I live in his former bassist's house.
Of course you fucking do. Everybody has our producer. Yeah, our producer,
Fucking
videographer.
amazing.
I don't know what your title is.
Producer, videographer.
I thought you were a producer.
I'm-
dude.
See, I'm the producer.
Oh, you're
now.
executive.
Overlord?
They're having an argument over there while we're just doing this. I just got
Mom
a text.
and Dad are fighting again.
I just got a text from the live studio attending telling me to sit up straight.
Where's your manners, sir?
God, it's like my freaking. These chairs are uncomfortable. Okay.
Well, next week maybe we'll have couches.
Next week we'll be on the
We'll
nicer
be on
chairs,
couches, yeah.
so we can
Yet another
sit in
change of
comfort.
scenery.
We're working. We're evolving.
It's a working
as a
title.
Podcast.
We're-
You have
we're
to
testing
just
how this sounds.
flow with the
Hopefully the
process.
audio sounds okay.
That's all right. The producer told me to sit up straight. My bad.
Yeah, our live studio attendee who's
Is also the producer now?
Last
Am I the
studio
only person
attending
here that's not a producer? What the fuck?
I'm not a producer.
Yeah, you're the janitor.
Excuse me, custodial staff. She told me I look like a bum. Fuck you. You know what?
Man.
I'm gonna sleep on the daybed now. Take
Better
that.
than the night bed.
Champion of my dreams.
So actually, but we were talking to Jess about Tokay is apparently doesn't like people filming with his cell phones and whatnot.
Oh, this is a good question, Joe.
Yeah. So my question, actually, I guess my question to you, Bob: cell phones at shows.
hate it.
Up top. Thank you.
It's because here's my thing.
I paid for the ticket. I should be allowed to put my phone in front of everybody to film the show.
I won't go that far, but you started off correctly.
Here's my
Bob. Continue.
I paid the money to see the show. I want to watch the show. I want to be in the moment and be able to say, okay, I saw that. That was awesome. I will take one photo and one video per show, especially if they play like one of my favorite songs or something like that.
A true citizen.
I'll take one quick video of like maybe the intro to the song, but I'm not going to sit there and film the entire song.
I mean, if you're not interrupting anyone else, then why the fuck does it matter, though?
The light bothers people. The light bothers the shit out of me.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's like in the air like that, I don't know. I mean, if it's like a big like stadium concert, it's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, if
and it
it's
actually
a big
looks
one,
kind of pretty.
Well, here's the perfect
If they
example.
ask to do it, then yeah. Like,
Nobody
if they say,
says,
like,
"Hey, everybody, take a cell phone shot of me now."
No, well, people will say,
No,
turn the flashes on.
I actually did that.
People will do that.
Yes, they will. I went to a concert 2 years ago, and it was actually a Disturbed concert,
It's
which
pretty
is weird.
much the new lighters.
They did one song, and they're like, all right, everyone pull out your phones, and they turned off the house lights, and everyone had their phones up, and their phones were able to light up the entire concert pavilion, which is really cool.
That is pretty cool.
So that kind of stuff does a good thing, like a good effect. But put your phone away. Just enjoy the damn show.
Or you could do. I don't know if you could see this, but like this, I think might be one of the first apps I ever downloaded. It is a lighter app. I think this is like from the iPod Touch days.
Oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
that's like an old iPod Touch
Right?
thing where you used to like shake the phone to get the thing up.
You get the
Just
camera on me
Zippo
real
out.
quick. Action shot. Ka-chow. See that? See that?
All right,
It
Lightning
closes.
So, but here's the thing: far
Thank
away, they're not going to see the lighter app. They're just going to see a
No, I do it.
screen.
I do it as a hoax. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for the
The people behind you will just see you holding your phone up like a jackass.
Yeah, it's me.
So that's why at least
No,
like the flash,
point.
it'll make sense because if like everyone's doing the flash, like that's just the new lighter thing.
But like a show like Tokay, so I mean the show was at it was at like what do you call that? It
was in, like, a theater.
A theater. That's I can't think of the word theater. And like
What's
it's
that thing you go into? It's like a bill.
It's like a venue. No.
bill thing.
Bill.
Building. It's like a house that's not mine.
so well anyway, if your phone is like by your chest and you're kind of just filming like this, that doesn't bother me.
Here's my thing. When the fuck are you ever gonna look at that? What have you ever looked at like a
I
concert
will-
video you took on your phone?
Unsuspectingly, I have reflected. I've seen concert videos. I have seen pictures of my ex that I didn't need to be reminded of. I've seen plenty of things. No, but I mean, I'll flip through. I'll be like, oh, that was a fun car show. Oh, that was cool. This, and I don't know. I've actually been a lot more active on social media, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And people are like reaching out and enjoying. And also a great way to like get to know art, or not to get to know, but to like promote and just interact with artists is to film them on Instagram, a little snippet, and then just tag them in that, and then they share it to their story, and then you're messaging them, and it's like, oh my god, they recognize me.
You know, I have all
fun.
of my videos open from my phone right now. I'm going to take a look at how many concert videos I have.
Wow, Bob, I bet you it's like none.
No, they're definitely
What's
just
what's our email again?
ShibbyShackOfficial at
So
gmail.com.
email us shibbyshackofficial@gmail.com.
Yes.
Let us know your opinion. Should phones be allowed at concerts?
Or no, the real question was, should
Or put it in the Twitch chat.
should,
Or Twitch chat, whichever one. I don't know if they're listening to a playback. They can send.
should the person performing, should they have the jurisdiction on whether phones are allowed to be out? Because Tokay apparently flat out stopped mid-song because this person just kept having their phone out and said, I'm not playing until, or I'm paraphrasing, I forget, but it was something along the lines of, I'm not playing until you put that away. Like, is that a breach of the performer, or is the person in the audience...
Performer's allowed to do whatever he wants.
It's their show.
Yeah, they're paying to see him.
Yeah, they are, and therefore they want to film a part of it or something. And there's the argument.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
How does he not know they're on Facebook Live right now and live streaming that show for free?
Well, that was one thing we said. It depends what kind of show. Like, if you're at a Broadway play or whatnot, you don't want any of that filmed because...
that's one thing. Like Broadway shows, they straight up tell you at the beginning, turn your phone off. Like they don't want pictures, they don't want videos. Like just turn it off and watch the show. Why should a concert be any different?
Sharing the experience. I don't know. I just never thought of it like that. I don't know.
Really the same thing. Just, I mean, like, yeah, you could take pictures of you before and after the show, do whatever you want, but you know, it's not. I don't know. I feel like out of respect for the person, you shouldn't do that during the show.
If they request out of respect for them, you shouldn't. But I mean, I think we're all going to read like the douche on the phone. No, but I don't know. I don't see that big of a deal with it. And a lot of people like. I mean, I know when I was doing film and whatnot, it actually helped me focus on different. I started seeing things in a new light. Like when I was at car shows and I used to do my little amateur car show videos, I would start looking deeper into something. I'm just talking about in general. When I wanted to film something, I would start looking deeper into what I was looking at rather than just seeing it at face value and walking or whatever. And so, like, that was a fun part of filming for me.
Well, I'm saying that's
fair.
fine, but that's completely different.
Because you can get
that's a car show. You're walking around looking at different things. You're not all sitting at one area looking at one specific thing.
We're all oogling over the same car at the same time.
There's not one car on a stage and you're all sitting in chairs going, "Wow, look at that car."
It's not a cars plural show. It's a car show. There is one car, and we all sit and
they're not the band.
You all buy tickets
from
and
the
sit in
80s.
seats, and then we have a car, and you go ooh for an hour and a half.
I mean, I would.
I know you would. You would do that, but you shit on people who would go see Bruce Springsteen talk about his life for 2 hours. And you were like, that's stupid. You're not like me who would actually go look at. I want to go to a show to see a person bring out a car so I can oogle it for an hour and a half. But you're an asshole for going to see a famous person talk about their life, which is something pretty cool.
I have taste.
I have taste, he says, as he wants to stare at a car for an hour and a half.
There's a lot to see in that car. It's what you don't realize. That's the important part.
But you're not getting up to go look at the car. It's on the stage. You have to stay in your seat.
Exactly. Therefore, I want to film it and be able to zoom in.
No, you can't film it. You're sitting in your seat now.
No.
The rule's already stated in the theater. You can't.
I'm filming it. I'm crowd surfing at the car show.
Woo! Play the horn again.
Had to burn out.
They're not just going to stand there.
So
we have a comment before we continue.
Go for it.
So we have one from the live studio attendee that says, "The worst is at school Christmas shows. Like your kid is not going to be the next." How do you say her name?
Adina Menzel.
Adina Menzel.
Who the hell is Adina Menzel?
Let it go.
She's the girl who did the "Let It Go" song from Frozen.
Oh, why would anyone
I don't know
want
if
the
she
kid to
voiced
be
also
that?
the whole time or just did the song.
I think she was the singing voice.
Okay, she might just been the singing voice then. You don't
I'm
need
just
to get up
kidding.
and
I'm
film the whole
sure
chorus
she's
concert
nice.
and block me from seeing it, or phones in church. That drives me nuts as well. We also had another comment that said, yes, phones can be allowed, I guess, but no video. I don't know exactly.
Well, I'm not saying nobody's arguing you can't bring your cell phone into the concert. Where maybe we didn't say the question better. Are you allowed to just sit there and film like this at
filming
the concert?
Filming at concerts or shows or stuff.
Is it
like
okay? Is it good? When is it okay? When is it not okay?
And Wicked apparently, well, that's actually illegal. You're not allowed to have your phone out during a show. Like, they'll specifically tell you no.
So let's take this one step further. Are you okay with artists who catch people on their phones and have them ejected?
Yes. Actually, wait, no.
Obviously, this question is
they had
directed towards me.
No,
If they
it's
had
not.
specified ahead of time, if they never said, if it was the first thing, like you're at a show,
What if I was like,
and they catch someone doing it, and the first thing, like no warning, they just immediately kick them out? No, that's fucked up. Give them a warning at least. But if they say at the beginning of the show, hey guys, I really don't want any phones out, and then someone does it, and then he kicks them out, that's fine. As long as they get a warning.
The reason I bring that up is because recently John Mulaney and Pete Davidson did a show at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank. Mm-hmm. On their ticket, it explicitly said no cell phones will not be allowed inside the venue.
Okay.
Any digital stuff, anything like that. You could have your phone on you, but it had to go in a locked burlap bag. And you can keep the bag with you, and you could feel it vibrate, but you could not have it open in the theater itself. You had to go to the lobby to the station for them to unzip it.
they handed out the burlap bag?
Yeah, they say, here's your bag, put all of your electronic devices in the bag.
That's excessive.
And you hold it on to.
That's excessive.
That's a bit much.
Wait, were they nice bags? Do you have to keep them?
No, you had to give them back.
Oh, that's fucked. No, fuck it. That's
Why'd
stupid.
you think you get to keep them?
I don't know. They're giving out bags. That would have been cool.
Not giving out shit. You get the concert. That's all you get. Fuck you.
Some
Buy
people
popcorn.
Some people give out stuff as well during the concert.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a guitar pick. One of you will get it.
Oh, I bought 30 of these for $1.
You spent a whole $1?
I don't know how much picks are.
I don't fucking either. They're cheap plastic stuff.
Well, no, so if you were going to a show and you find that on the ticket that you received the day of? Are you pissed off? Are you not?
I'm
picking up
extremely
the show,
pissed off,
or-
and I'm probably going to the show anyway.
Well, once I was gonna say that would have been fucked up if they just said it on the ticket, and then they didn't give you a warning. But if they give you the burlap bag to kind of, that's also a
But
warning.
how are they going to give you a warning? Well, you get the
Well, the
burlap
bag itself is the warning.
Yeah, but the burlap bag is at the venue. Like they're not
No, but
mailing you the ticket in the
no.
bag.
But you still go to the venue before the show happens. You are given a warning.
See, I think it's fucked
It's
up.
probably
if
going to
they
be
don't-
up on the events page of the
About to
website.
say, I think it's fucked up if they don't give you a warning before the show.
Can I throw out a follow-up question?
Sure.
What if
follow-up
you
question.
have a phone or pager or something for the sake of emergency? Say you're working as a doctor or first responder. Does that have to go in the bag too?
If you're
Yes.
on call as a doctor and you went to a concert, I think you've got bigger issues.
Regardless of that, you know what I'm saying.
Doctors get to rock out too, Brian.
Okay, but if you're on call, you wouldn't go to a fucking concert where you know you're going to sit there for an hour and a
It's
half.
Live Aid. They need me.
All right, Freddie Mercury, calm down. But
Hey.
to state my question better, but do you understand what I'm saying? It's like
I understand where you need like
You're
Does that have to go in the bag?
Well, they're allowed.
the way it worked is you had your phone on you. You at no point did you not have your phone on your person. You could feel the phone vibrate. You could do all that kind of stuff. All you had to do is, if that does happen, you just get up, go into the lobby, go over to the stand. There's always going to be someone manning that stand, and they literally just put it in the little thing, and it unclips your bag. You can unzip, grab your phone, do whatever you need, and you just have to put it back in the bag before you go back into the actual theater itself. So you could still have it on you. You just couldn't.
I would say
do
that is
anything with it.
excessive. That's a bit much even
I
for my
agree.
liking.
It's insane.
I assert myself. I agree to a degree, but I still hate it.
That's fine. That's fair.
It's annoying, but
That's okay. You're the producer.
you buy the ticket, you pay the contract.
That's true. You are buying into their rules. So
Rules in my libertarian society?
there are still laws in my libertarian society.
I would love to see like a cutesy little play about your libertarian society.
Everything will be privately funded. No more government, okay? Taxes are gone.
Taxes are
And the
yucky.
companies own everything. Go child labor.
No, there's no child labor.
Why not?
Free market rules.
Exactly. Free market does rule. Children should be working. They could breathe, they could shit, they could work. That'll be the new motto of the civilization.
Vote for me, Spencer, 2020.
that reminds me
if
of, like-
you can shit, you can work.
That reminds me of like the new thing on like TikTok that they're doing. It's white knights versus nice guys. So like white knights, and they're like, all women are queens. And it goes to the nice guy, and it's like, if she breathes, she's a thought. That's my favorite. Or my favorite was guys before being rejected, and then it was guys after being rejected.
My favorite was just the Cinderella joke. Have you heard that one?
I don't know if I have. or
What
not.
does Cinderella
what is
say when she gets to the ball?
What? I should have seen that coming.
So should she. We're getting claps in the other room.
That's
like
good.
it.
That's good.
He's gonna go lie down.
Do you guys have anything else on the dock?
Yeah. So I want to talk about something real quick. So did you guys see the new Pokemon game that was debuted today?
Just saw like a snippet. It's what, Sword and Shield?
Yes. So it's Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
I haven't gave a shit since Crystal.
Great. So the one thing that's really cool about this one that I'm super into, the location looks like it is Great Britain,
Yes.
and it looks like during the Industrial Revolution, which is really cool.
Steampunk Pokemon?
They like there's a lot of there's one area that's very like factory and gears based, so it's like I
Well,
think,
there was the one Pokemon that is just gears, isn't
well
there?
there is a Pokemon that is gears, but that's,
Perfect.
It's irrelevant.
All you need to do is give it a top hat, monocle, and a pocket watch, and it's steampunk.
But it looks really cool. It's like it's the whole like Britain style, like everyone wears like an English wear. I like it a lot. I'm super into it. The starters, I'm kind of iffy on, though the grass ones have really grown on me.
I do like the grass monkey.
The only
Grass monkey, funky monkey, which is.
I only saw the I didn't see the starters themselves, but I just saw a meme where like it was like a red Trix rabbit, a blue Geico gecko, and I forgot the other one.
I have the exact photo you were talking about. I just got to pull it up for a hot second here.
Fantastic. I don't know. Well, I don't even have the modern. Was it what Game Boy's out now? Is it the DS?
Yeah, it was a green Curious
3DS.
George, the Trix rabbit, and a blue gecko.
Or hold it for the
I'll hold it
camera.
up. I'll hold
I don't know if that'll even come up either.
I don't know
way.
if it'll come up.
Just Google
No,
the new
that's
Pokemon
fine.
meme.
New. Just Google the Pokemon meme. It's there. Don't you worry. But I'll pull up a photo of all of them so you guys can see what they look like. So it's like the green one's like a leaf monkey, then there's like a rabbit, and then like the other one's like a water lizard.
It looks like a blob.
Yeah, I didn't really catch what they're trying to do with the water starter.
Yeah, well, apparently the water starter gets super nervous and then like will turn invisible when it gets uncomfortable. So of course everyone who screams.
So it's you?
So everyone's pretty much, which segues into my point here. Everyone with their own self-diagnosed anxiety attacks are like, "Oh, this Pokemon relates to me. It's so me," and I'm like, I can't fucking stand it already. It's been out for less than a day, and everyone's like, "Oh, this Pokemon has social anxiety. It's so me," and I'm like,
So progressive.
"Stop."
Please stop.
Your
Please.
self-diagnosed
No,
anxiety,
please,
just
no.
get it out of here.
I was about to say, because you said self-diagnosed anxiety or anxiety attack. That doesn't need diagnosing. That one can happen to anybody.
You can be uncomfortable in a scenario, but that doesn't mean you have legitimate anxiety.
No, you don't know me.
Or, I feel worried about some things sometimes. It's not anxiety. You're just worried.
Self-depressive means for suicidal teens.
I hate it. I know we talked about this already. It was episode 16 where I talked about how being depressed is trendy and in nowadays.
Wow, I haven't even memorized. I barely knew
You don't
what
even know what episode we're on
yeah.
now.
Fuck, and you got us categorized down to the number.
That was
Good
Well,
for
no,
you.
16 was the
16 was the personalities.
yeah,
episode.
the personality one.
And that one stood out. I like that's one of my favorite episodes. And I remember the end of it. I went on the whole rant about how it's like trendy to be depressed nowadays, where people are taking songs where like my neck, my back, my anxiety attack, or they have like a girl with a pink coffin tube, and it's like when it's summer but you're depressed, and I'm like, stop. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, but I think at the same time you have this modern movement of people that are more comfortable about talking about themselves. I'm not saying to go as far as that everyone has diagnosed anxiety, but it's just a byproduct of that. Are there people that are fetishizing being depressed?
Yes.
No, probably.
Yes.
No, I
It's
get
the
what
whole
you're saying.
fetishized, the romanticized versions of being like depressed or having mental issues. I get it. It's more open now, and I want people to be open about these kinds of things. But it's the people who are almost proud to brag in your face that they're depressed. Then I'm like, you're not depressed. You just want people to feel sorry for you.
You don't know how
You're
far-
looking for a reason that it's people who are, I guess, because I've had this feeling where I'm worried that something's not wrong, like something in my life is not going wrong, because I always feel like I had a point in my life where I felt like something was always wrong, like there's always something looming in my mind that like I didn't do or was due, or I was just doing something wrong. And if I got to points in my life where like everything was fine and nothing was really wrong going on, I would start to look for something to be wrong.
Right.
And I get the feeling that there's like people out there where they want something to be wrong, so they're just like, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, I have this,
but
so that they can say something is wrong without them just either A, admitting to their own faults, or B, having that comfort knowing it's something that they can diagnose themselves, instead of like their looming unknown of something being wrong with them, but they don't know what it is.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I think it's safe to say we have a fair share of dark humor on this podcast. I mean, funeral party poppers.
That's funny.
Funeral hype man.
That's funny, but this is people making fun of their issues as a coping mechanism as well. I'm not saying that you never know. What
I mean, I'm
someone
not
else
even
has
saying
been
that.
through.
Like, I think what Brian's getting at is it's the people are just like, well, I have anxiety. Oh, is it like actually diagnosed? No.
Well, no. There's a difference between dark humor, making fun of like bad scenarios. So it's people make 9/11 jokes. They do that. People who make jokes about relatives that
Holocaust
died.
and-
People
yes.
make jokes about the Holocaust. People make jokes about a congressman with an eye patch. You know, not to name specific things.
No,
but,
not at all. That
but,
was
you know,
clearly about Abraham Lincoln back in the 1800s.
The Vampire Slayer.
Or actually, even Pete Davidson, bring him up again. He makes so many 9/11 jokes, and that's just how he copes with the fact that his dad died in 9/11.
Exactly.
And you know, people like that's different than somebody getting up in your face and you're like, "Oh, I'm having a bad day today." Well, I have depression. Okay.
Well, now you're taking two different.
I'm sorry.
I hate
No, that's
when
what
people
I'm
try
saying.
to one
It's
up.
more about a person sharing a meme, though.
I hate that so
I'm
much.
saying people will share memes to just like it's not making fun of their depression. They're just saying, "Haha!" When you go outside and you're depressed, that's not making fun of your. That's not making fun. That's not making a dark joke. That's just stating out to the world that you're depressed, like in just a weird way that you're almost bragging about it.
Cry for help, maybe? I don't know.
Well, then
That's what I feel is that it may be, in a way, a cry for help.
Well, then you try to help out that person. They tell you to fuck off.
Not everyone can afford to.
Or you could just be Brian and tell that person to fuck off.
Don't tell people to fuck off. Only you.
I'm depressed. Fuck off. Get out of here, you little sad shit.
Bill said, "Fuck your emotions."
No, I'm more than happy for people to really talk about their issues, but it's one thing to be like, you know, I feel where you're coming from. You know, I suffer from depression as well. Like, there's a way to present it to then say, like, if Spencer, if you're here and you're telling me like I'm depressed, and I'm like, you know what,
I've never done that.
I kind of get where you're coming from. You know, I've had this moment too. But it's another thing if you're like, you know, I'm feeling constantly, well, I'm depressed, and I've been super depressed for like so many days, and you don't even know about it. Dude, trust me, I have it so much worse than you. Imagine if you had what I have. Like, that's what I'm getting at. So
You
it was
went
like,
from two different extremes, though. You went from people sharing memes on Facebook pages to someone trying to have
That's
whose
a-
life sucks more contest.
but that's what people do. People will share those different. People will go to the points where they're like, "Well, my life's worse because of X. Well, my life's worse because of Y." And that's what I'm talking about. That's what people do.
Well, you say people. I mean, dude, there's an individual conversation to be had for all those things. You don't know. I mean, it's very easy. Yes. Do you see? There is a flood of that kind of stuff on Facebook, but each person has their own story and their own reason to either share that way. Some people might just want the attention because they're insecure and they think that that'll be a relatable way. Other people might actually genuinely have a very big depression issue, and that's just their coping way, or a way of saying, "Hi, I'm depressed, but I'm too afraid to flat out say it, so here's a meme." You don't. My point in total is just you don't know everyone's story.
I understand that.
At the end of the day,
wholeheartedly.
if you don't like them, then just don't fucking look at them. Keep scrolling.
Well, I've gotten to the point where people just keep posting shit that I don't care about. I'll just delete them.
Then go outside.
I do go outside. I don't go on Facebook that often, but I'm just saying when I go on there, it's like it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's
You're depressed. Deleted.
No, you're taking it to a very different extreme. That's not what I'm talking about. At all.
Deleted. I'm looking forward to being deleted from your Facebook by the end of the night.
You're close, but it's not for the depression shit. You're basically one of those like stupid memes for gay teens pages.
Oh! Now we're against the gay teen memes. All right, Brian.
No, it's
You do know what town we're in,
it's
right?
X memes for Y teens. It's those pages, and you're turning into one of them.
So now it's about chromosomes. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. Stay woke, fam.
I need an adult.
You ever see? I don't know if this is real, but do you ever see those like stories where it's like people are forcefully disabling themselves and calling themselves transabled?
I have.
I don't think that's an actual.
can't be
I don't think it's real.
I have seen it as a thing, and actually, this wasn't so much transabled, but I meet a lot of interesting people through the car community and then through social media. One of the person I met.
See, my point before, people who looking for reasons to be an issue, that's the people I'm mostly talking about. Making yourself transabled. Fuck off.
There's definitely a conversation to be had.
There's a
there.
conversation had there, and you're a douchebag looking for sympathy when other people who are put into being disabled, they didn't want to be disabled. They would love nothing more than to be a regular person in society, and you're putting yourself in your own free will to be like that just so you could find your own sense of sympathy, and you're a piece of shit for doing so.
I've never really interacted with someone like that. This particular person is into body modification, like, and I'm not even trying to bring up nipples for the fun, but like removing a nipple or like, you know, the implants where you can have like ribs around your arm, or not ribs, but like it looks like you have
Like bumpies.
bumps, like bumpies. You got bumpies under your arm, but
I mean,
this one person was just like, I don't feel like having the tip of my pinky anymore.
That's whatever.
And then just
a tip of your pinky. Like, you know.
I'm sorry, not the tip. She took like the finger part just completely off.
Whatever.
From like the knuckle, the first knuckle.
The knuckle.
The first bendy part of the pinky. I don't know. The bendy. The top
see
bendy
this
part.
Thing right there?
Your tip.
Her go bye-bye. And
well, I mean,
you were
if she's
making fun
not
of me saying
flaunting,
bumpy
if that
things.
person's not flaunting around saying
she
like,
filmed it and put it on the internet.
well, I mean, that's a different kind of cry for help. But
She smiled and she owned. She wanted it.
well, if she then tells like, she's not like flaunting in someone's face, like, look what happened to me, and they're like, I did it. Like, then you're a little weird. But if someone's just like, hey, what about your pinky? Like, oh, I cut it off one day. Like, that's fine.
All right, that's
you're a
how she
little
owned
fucking
it.
crazy, but that's fine.
She owned it. Did I
Yeah,
tell you the
should go
story?
to it. But like, it's another thing if like someone comes up to her, she either A, shoves it in people's face, or B, someone asks, and then she's like, I lost it in an accident of whatever. I'm like, then you're kind of a douchebag.
Speaking of owning it, did I ever tell you this the strap-on story at my firehouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you told us on the
Well,
podcast.
it sounds like Matt didn't hear. Maybe some new listeners haven't. I don't know. I just remember I've learned owning things is just how to almost get out of any situation.
Oh, of course.
Well, rather than just beating around the bush or something like that. So, long story short, one of the fellow firefighters, he was, I guess, an avant-garde gentleman, and was dating this girl for a while. She got pretty chummy with some of the guys at the firehouse, and they had each other's Snapchat or whatever. They broke up. Oopsie poop, whatever. One day, she just sends a picture of a strap-on to like a bunch of the guys at the firehouse and said he wanted this. And so, one thing you have to understand about a firehouse is that we already talk to each other in insults. Like, that's just how you communicate.
So,
You
like,
don't just-
how we talk to each other.
Pretty much. Mine is saving people and doing good for the community. That's us.
I like to think we make people laugh.
Yes, and that's fighting the real fight. So either way, I mean, given this environment, we're all loaded with stuff to fire off. Came out wrong.
Go on.
All right. No, well, we have material to make fun of him about, is what I was saying. And he walks through the door and is just like, hey, guys, how's it going? We're like, hey, friend. So, we heard something. He's like, oh, yeah? He's like, yeah, we heard that, your ex used this on you. He's like, yeah, why? Why? What about it? And we all look at him like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I used that. And he had the shit-eating grin like, fuck with me. I dare you.
Fuck with me. I'd be into it.
Honestly, probably would.
Hey, you know what? That's where the male, fuck, what is it called?
The male fuck.
G-spot.
The male G. Oh, yeah,
There it
the
is.
prostate.
Tickling that male prostate.
I just never. I was so impressed by how well he owned that. I mean, it was like throwing a minnow in the shark tank, and all the minnows backed off, or all the sharks backed off. Like, all right. I mean,
I mean, if you make fun of him and he just doesn't give a shit, then what's the point of making fun
we
of him?
didn't even get to make fun of him. He just
exactly.
owned it right off the bat.
Well, saying that's the thing. So then what are you going to do? Tell him, like, hi, you like it the butt? Yeah, I do. There's no fun in that.
I realized. That's why I was impressed.
Well, I'm saying, like, I'm agreeing with you. Like, that's
Well, no,
what he
because
did.
I've had situations where I was in. I forgot what I actually did, but it was something I was in. It was you beat around the bush. No, I didn't do that. I would never do that.
I'm saying
no.
perfect example, like me in middle school. I watched anime, and my kids in my school would be like, "Hi, you like anime? No,
You
dumb."
like anime?
So yeah, no, that's when in reality, it's like what I should. Like,
Yeah, I fucking love anime.
yeah, I stay up till midnight watching Inuyasha. What up?
Beep, 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 beep. I take my ADD medication at night so I can stay up for it. Beep, beep, beep. True story, actually. That was in middle school.
But yeah, but essentially, that's the thing. When you take away the ammunition of it, when you don't give them the joy of the reaction, then they're not going to do it because there's no point.
Yeah, no, completely.
Because then it's just like if, I'm like, hey, Bob, you like this? And he's like, yeah, I do. Yeah, you like it. Haha. It's like, Bob, you like NASCAR?
Now, places where it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
The Chris Hansen scenarios.
Well, that's illegal.
You like children. Goddamn right I do.
Ah, fuck. You know what, cops? Let's go. He owned it.
He owned it.
You know what? Maybe that's it.
Here's the actor.
Well, the actor they have, they're
of age.
No, they're of age. Like they're
I know.
like 19-year-old like theater students.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like the youngest looking ones. and then they have them pretend to be like 15.
Oh, hey.
So they do it every beginning of the episode. They're like, 19-year-old Jesse Smith is here as a theater student from so-and-so university.
I want to see the resume she puts that on. Like, I want.
Oh my god.
Hanson versus Predator. I played the 15-year-old. All the Predators.
Well, I would
want
just love
get
to see,
with.
like, they're all competing. Like, the one person's like, I was a valedictorian in my acting school. It's like, well, I convinced a Predator that I was a child. Shit, you win.
I'm sorry, were you the kid in Hanson versus Predator? Yeah, come talk to me when a 40-year-old man wants to diddle your anus.
You know what? That was a risky move. You're hired.
You got the role, Mr. Cruz.
Cruz.
Because he's like 5 foot.
Tom Cruise?
Because he's like 5'3" and he looks
he
like.
love-
Scientology.
He loves Katie Holmes.
Well, he's a Scientologist, so he's fucking insane as well. Oh, did I ever tell you guys that I did a photo? I was a cameraman for L. Ron Hubbard.
Yes.
Just in case for anyone who didn't know.
The science fiction writer?
So this is how I found out about what
What's the
Scientology
difference?
was. I had an internship with this production company, and they were like, "Oh, you're going to be doing taking pictures for the L. Ron Hubbard books." I was like, "Oh, okay." I had no idea who the guy was. So I was like, "All right, cool, sure." And I get there, and I'm looking at, like, they're putting up his books on, like, the shelf and all the extras for people to buy. And I'm like, wow, this guy has a lot of, like, New York Times bestsellers. I'm like, wow, this guy's got a pretty good book.
Pretty
This
good.
guy's a pretty big deal.
Pretty famous guy.
I might have to steal one. And of course, it's Scientology, so it has, like, a science fiction-y title. So I think it's, like, I thought he was
Oh, so you had no idea what the word was.
Oh, no, I had no idea what, like, I did not know Scientology existed.
If it makes you feel better, South Park taught me about Scientology, and the first time I ever heard about abortion was also South Park.
So I was just saying, like, I had no idea about this. So I'm like, this sounds pretty cool. Maybe it was like exactly. I'm thinking I just found like the world's greatest sci-fi writer, which in reality I kind of did. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I might have to steal a book. And then I'm sitting there and I'm watching, like, they put up a video and it's like the 10 Commandments of Scientology, and I'm like, Scientology. What the?
Hey, wait a minute.
And then, like, their 10 Commandments were essentially just like, don't be a dick, don't drink alcohol to excess, don't rape, don't steal. And I'm just like,
Well, you already broke the last one.
and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, these are basic things your mom tells you when you're a kid. I'm like, you base your religion about? I'm like, oh,
What if they weren't?
I can't shit on
Well,
them for
what
it
if they
because-
weren't born with a mom? How about that?
So then I start to, like, Google on my phone, like, what is Scientology? And I'm reading up on it, and I'm like,
Bum bum bum
pretty much. I just had that. I had that exact moment, and then, like, the rest of the night I was very uncomfortable. And then, like, I got back to my internship, and I start talking with my head contact there.
Right.
It was like the wife of the husband who owned the whole company, and I'm just like, yeah, I just got back. He was a Scientologist. She's like, yeah, we are. And then that's when I kind of like looked around. I looked around, and they had all of his books there, and I just didn't realize. And I'm just like,
I should go.
oh no!
I really wish you like whipped out the Bible. It's like, but have you read this? Have you heard of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Whoa!
I got found by Mormons once. They found my apartment.
Were you lost?
There's Mormons in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Apparently
my buddy's dad was a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, that's not a Mormon though.
Coworker's a Jehovah's
Yeah.
Witness.
Wait,
Same thing.
Jehovah's. No,
You're a
we
Jemima's
went to
Witness.
go visit.
Yo, want some pancakes?
we went
apple syrup.
to go visit my friend this past weekend who was from Salt Lake City, and she had plenty of crazy wacko stories to tell.
Oh yeah, I learned about like hardcore like Mormonism. They're fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
like Scientologists
they're
are crazy.
insane.
Mormons are insane.
Even L. Ron Hubbard's like, no.
Hi, I'm Elder so and so.
Like they told us that like what for like the marriage they used to do is they would go into like a secret room and the wife would have to like strip naked and kneel at the feet of the man and tell him that she'll like serve him for life.
Oh, God.
And
And they said
and
misogyny's
the man
dead.
and like all the other like elders would get to like check her out to make sure she was ready for marriage. Like it's
Also, I learned over there that, like, so you know how we have the straight edge scene, all the hardcore kids with the XXX, meaning, like, you know.
Oh,
like,
hey,
no
I know
alcohol.
one of those.
Don't we all? No
hate him.
alcohol.
Yeah, same. He was a
Why
dick.
are they all dicks? What's so,
Like,
like,
he
how does-
Because they think they're better than you.
They're so holier than thou. No, I'm so great because I don't do anything bad. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
I don't see!
I cheat on my girlfriend and make her... What?
your hand-
I wait for the one that's like, I don't even see, and they rip out their eyes. And
So
like,
now he's
I can't
transabled?
see evil. Yeah, now he's transabled. That needs to be
I
more.
don't drink either.
Please tell me you got him shoving both bottles in his mouth. I want a gif of that. We're making gifs.
We could be our own emotes now.
I'm making a safe for work porn out of that.
That might be my amateur everything emote or my GIF when I get followers.
Double deep throat.
Did I get black beer in my shirt? Good, cool, we're good. It's okay.
But
Hot
yeah,
rod
no, they
shirt's
have
all
like
good.
the X's across all their fingers, and they're like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have sex before marriage, I don't have fun in life.
Except for when you cheat on your girlfriend.
Do you got
And
something you need to unpack there, bud?
Someone we know who's
Someone
a
we know
prick.
who was a
or
piece
you
of
know,
shit.
you also
Do I know this person too?
Yes.
you probably
You
do.
absolutely do.
Okay.
See, you either cheat on your girlfriend, you also try to get someone kicked out of the building for something he didn't even do, but you'd still push it anyway, even though one of your super well-respected RAs promoted drug use in one of her posts. But yeah, no, I'm the dick.
What's wrong with drugs?
Drugs are bad.
We need
and
to do the progressive thing as a country and legalize medicinal meth. We go over this all the time on this podcast.
You bring it up more than I do.
Because I fight for what I believe in, Brian.
But just quick TLDR of that. I posted a picture of, this was the Obama versus Romney presidential election, and we put the mustache on the TV, waiting to see it line up. I got one of Obama. I was like, enjoying the election.
I think
And-
for anyone that doesn't understand, you put a mustache, you put a little stick on mustache on the TV, and whenever someone's face lines up with it, you take a drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The common thing is you take a drink, but we were just laughing at it because it was just something stupid and funny to do. And I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and I got called into the RA office telling me that I was promoting drinking. And I said, how? And they said, well, this is a common drinking game. And I said, yeah, but I'm not drinking in it. And they're like, yeah, but it's known as a game. I'm like, but there's nothing in the photo that shows drinking. And they're like, well, it's assumed. And I'm like, that's just an assumption.
You just assume that.
I was like, you could assume being outside reminds people of barbecues and beers are there. Like, what is this assumption? And they're like, well, this is a wellness because I was living in
Oh
wellness.
my God,
Oh,
dude!
God.
So for those
So-
that don't know, the wonderful, beautiful, tropical campus of Rider University used to have a wellness campus.
Still do.
and it's still it's
Wellness
pretty much
building.
Wellness building, which means zero alcohol, and I don't know what the point of it is.
a friend of ours was an NASCAR fan he was also a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan who drove the Budweiser car. He
Right.
got yelled at for wearing a Dale Earnhardt shirt because it said Budweiser on his shirt.
It was like Nazi era. Like, I don't like using that word very. It seems like it's thrown around all the time. But they would crack the hell down on you, man.
So-
I'll never forget. And actually, okay, this wasn't even wellness. This was just a dick of an RA. I was not even in wellness. I was 21. I'm allowed to bomb a goddamn beer. God damn it! And she yelled at me because I had a 30 rack of Bud Light or something. And she's like, "Oh, you can't walk around with that. It's alcohol and whatnot." So I just took a piece of duct tape, put it over it, and wrote "not beer" on it, and just walked in with it that way and just looked at her. She didn't yell at me. She actually laughed.
That's right. You had your not beer fridge.
Yeah, I did have the not beer fridge. Took that sticker off, put it on the beer refrigerator.
There was one time where you and I got in trouble because I was under 21, you were 21.
Yes.
And another friend of ours was 21. She was being a little bit too loud. The RA knocks in, and I literally had a bottle of water unopened sitting in front of me, and I got written up for an alcohol violation. I got cleared
Just 'cause
off
you were
of
in the
it.
room.
Just because I was in the room, I got yelled at.
You're getting drunk off their breath.
And I'm like, they're just literally having a beer.
And it wasn't even like, it was like a rager. It was just a casual having a beer. We had a laugh.
Yeah.
Having a
Having a
good
laugh.
time.
So no, just a quick end of that story was, so they tried to pin me on that. So I was going through their Instagrams. I'm like, oh, let's see, can I get with them on anything? And the RA who was trying to get me like 3 days before posted a picture of Dayquil and crackers and said the breakfast of champions. And I said, you're promoting the use of over-the-counter drugs as a breakfast meal. And they were like, I think you're being a bit much about it. And I was like, I'm being much.
It's assumed.
And I was just like, I was like, I'm being much. And I'm like, you're assuming I didn't even have anything in my photo. This is clearly an over-the-counter drug that people can get high off of.
No,
it's cough medicine.
They're Mike and Ike's. They're little Mike and Ike's.
I'm like, it's cough medicine. People use that to make meth.
Oh, it was the liquid form?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was a liquid form of Dayquil
pills.
It's like, meanwhile, this is a fucking mustache.
Maybe it's Sunny D in a funny-looking bottle.
So then they told me that I was being a bit much, and I said, all right, well, I'm just letting you know if you want to continue the whole, like, getting me on this, I'll be bringing this to the board, and we'll see who they want to side with. And he was like, and he just got mad at me, and he's like, we're just not going to talk about this ever again. And I was like, good. I just walked out.
Brian's got a
sucks.
backbone.
I was fucking furious.
I feel you. When I was living in wellness, I had loose change in a shot glass. I didn't even think of it as alcoholic paraphernalia. I thought of it as my change area. Over winter break, they came in and checked all the rooms, poured my loose change onto the desk, and confiscated my shot glass.
Yep. I heard a lot of stories of people getting their shot glasses taken away.
It wasn't even. I wasn't.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just.
It's so stupid.
There is
Oh.
alcohol education, and then there's just fucking puritanical bullshit.
Oh, they say there was one more thing because we probably should wrap up soon. It's
Yeah,
time.
Oh, yeah.
One more thing before we ended here. There was one time I was the president of my building. This was
Right.
the wellness building as well, and we go to a president's meeting. If it was like every Wednesday or something. So I went to the president's meeting, and we were trying to figure out where to move wellness because Olson. They're like, Olson's not a place people want to live in, and we're not sure why.
Well,
And then-
gee.
and now I'm like,
Fun fact for the audience: Olsen Building is where wellness was.
yeah. And so me and a bunch of other people were like, well, that's because it's the wellness building. People can be 21 and put in there if they have crap lottery numbers and they're not allowed to do something they're legally allowed to do because they got shit lottery numbers or whatever. And so they were like, oh, well, maybe we should move it. And I was like, okay, why don't we move it to the freshman building? And people were like, yeah, that's a good idea. And one guy was like, we probably shouldn't do that. And I was like, why is that? And he was like, well, because, it's the first year experience building, not the freshman building. And we don't want to, it was like, everyone who was there was a freshman. And they're like, we don't want to, give them this bad idea that they're going to be thrown off. And I'm like, they're underage. They can't be doing it anyway. And the guy was just like, well, I just think it would be a bad idea. And I was like, I'm looking around, I'm like, are you kidding me? And like the head of the thing's like, yeah, probably not there. I was like, are you fucking serious?
Let's put the wellness building in the dumpster right over there.
I think they eventually ended up putting it in Poita. So
Why? Because Poita was the outcast building in the middle
if
of nowhere.
Poita wasn't crappy enough, which I think Poita also became freshman only.
Yes.
Yeah, Poita became freshman only.
For those
I
that
think
don't know, Riders Campus Poita is just far away from everything.
we call it Puerto Rico for a reason because it was the furthest thing from everything else at that campus.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, pretty
Everyone
much.
forgets about
The building was such shit. They actually gave them their own event called Poita Stock to try to get people to come visit Poita.
And I did for that one day, and I never
Oh,
did
it was a cool event, and then you just never go back there. The only
Exactly.
other buildings over there are like the fraternity buildings,
And
the
West Village.
the weird theater buildings, and West Village. And West Village were like the seniors who didn't want to be near anyone, so they picked over there, like me. I picked West Village.
Indeed.
So I think it's about that time, guys. And I want to ask you all, what did we learn today?
I learned that you have no sympathy for depressed and anxiety-filled people.
That's completely untrue, but okay.
Nope, that's what I got.
I learned that I really, really want to see an episode of Chris Hansen versus the Predator.
That's no excuse.
No. Bad.
I have text here clearly stating you wanted to touch her little. Yeah, well, we'll see how that holds up in court.
Brian,
You
what
can't
did
use
you...
your little mouth on her little mouth.
Alrighty. Brian,
Anyway,
That's an
Brian,
alien. Never mind. Aliens
Holy
have the little
fuck.
mouths.
Brian, what'd you... Oh, really? Shit, I've had the wrong person in my head for this entire podcast.
It's that was it. Alien movies where like the little mouth comes out and
I
it's
thought
like
that was Predator.
No, that's Alien. Predator
It's Alien.
is the alien thing
The
with
dude
like
that looks
the
like
tusks.
the dreads, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, forget
yeah,
it.
the,
Well,
dreads. The aliens
shit.
are like the Look like aliens.
Well, then the
Xenomorphs.
Yeah.
the predators look like aliens.
Anyway,
too.
Brian, what did you learn?
I learned this chair sucks. That's why I keep slouching. The backs of these chairs are not comfortable.
Riveting observation. You're trying to tell me that sitting on the back of some 1800s medieval wood carving is
It's a decorative piece. It's not meant for long periods of sitting.
Well, sitting
It's a
isn't supposed to
chair.
be comfortable. This is from the puritanical times.
Chair. It's meant to be sat on.
If every
Some
waking
chairs aren't, man, and this is one of them.
if every waking moment isn't full of hating yourself, then you're really not showing God your
I'm
true love.
depressed.
Oh, my fault. I'm out. Sorry.
Anyway,
Cater to my needs.
so you've been listening to Shootin' the Shibby. Don't forget you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/shibby_shack. Follow us on Instagram at Shibby Shack Official. We're on Twitter as well, but it's Twitter. Special thanks to Bethany at Daleks and Dragons, who did an awesome logo and some other pretty cool stuff that we have coming down
Pretty
the
much
pipe.
any of the artwork we have was done by her.
Yes. Also, special thanks to DJ Quads making our music for the podcast as well. Also, Spicy Jams NJ on Instagram. Give them a follow. They have the best damn jam in the Garden State.
Also, Matt, what are you?
Oh yeah, producer Matt.
Are you Carnival Entertainment? I just heard anything fall
Breaks
over.
half the
Did
set.
someone call my name? If you want to come on, what's
Yeah,
your
come on
what's your name?
We are Drice Productions for everything else, and then everything art.
Words.
Words
See,
takes
are
two.
hard. Just me.
It's okay.
Words
Reason
are
why I stay
hard.
behind the camera because I become stupid in front of it.
Take two.
So, Drice Productions for everything commercial related, and Carousel Arts for everything arts related. So,
Look him up.
we're on Facebook, YouTube. Yeah. I got to get out of here before I have an anxiety attack.
All right. You don't know what real anxiety
Look
is.
at him
okay?
bragging about anxiety. He doesn't really have it.
Validate me.
I'm a depressed meme for anxiety teen, okay?
Also, don't forget to follow and like us on Twitch every Wednesday night now. We broadcast live at twitch.tv/shibby_shack. Thursdays at 11 a.m. is when each
Stop shoving something in the crack of the table.
podcast
shove
episode
something
gets
in your crack.
released.
That's fine, just not the table.
So make sure you go check us out. We're on iTunes, Player.fm, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music.
Everything with the podcast.
ShootinTheShibby.podbean.com.
Google it.
Literally anywhere podcasts are, just look for Shootin' the Shibby. We're there.
We'll try to stream on. Twitch. I usually stream under this name, Shibby Shack. I'm usually under this. Spencer's under Amateur Everything, but the second E is a 3. You can follow him on there. He's playing some Breath of the Wild. Bob is Dr. Ghost Bear. He's usually under that, but he'll stream under the Shibby Shack name usually.
Yeah, usually I'm on there. I don't really care about
But if you see like someone commenting on stuff
suck.
under the Shibby Shack name, that's usually me. Mostly because I can't get into my personal one anymore because I use my old college email, so I don't know how to get into that. So I'm shit out of luck.
RU screw.
Shit out of luck there.
But yeah. So for one final time, for Brian
Peace.
and for Spencer,
Adios.
I'm Bob. Thank you so much for listening to Shootin' the Shibby. Good night, everybody.
Yes, I adore you all the time. I got you every